Welcome back to Getting Started with Uniclass. This is session 2 of these short videos introducing Uniclass, and in this part we'll look at exploring the classification, including how to find the tables and browse the web tool for information, classifications and support. The Uniclass web tool is the best place to search, browse and learn more about Uniclass, with a huge amount of technical support available. Finding classifications using the search engine is easy, and you can refine your results to find the specific codes you need. The web tool and search functionality has recently been redeveloped, so let's take a look. From the mbs.com, in the menu tab that says Platform, you'll see a link to the Uniclass landing page. Here you can find all kinds of useful information and resources, from being able to access the web tool, which we'll come back to, and a link to keep updated with news. There are articles, guidance, and video content to help you understand and use Uniclass. Some of those articles contain case studies and in-depth guides for how Uniclass is used by MBS platforms as well. There are links to other Uniclass information, including mapping and API access details, which I'll touch on later, and FAQs for the most common queries we hear, and that form where you can register to stay updated with changes. Back at the top of the page, if you click on the button marked Find a Code, that will take you directly to the Uniclass web tool. First of all, if you've used Uniclass before, you'll notice the tool has been redeveloped, making it more accessible, faster, and easier to navigate. There's a large search bar where you can start typing the thing you're looking for, the ability to browse and download the tables, and even to download legacy versions for contractual or retrospective needs. Again, there are articles, help guides, and case studies to show you how Uniclass has been applied. You can find out more about how Uniclass is moderated and informed by its advisory board, and there's further support links at the base of the page as well. So let's start with the search bar and search a term that I know is going to provide results from multiple tables, and that's water. Instantly, you'll see a set of results which contain that term or are closely related. And you can sort using this drop-down menu, for example, to arrange the results by title. But maybe in this example, perhaps code would make more sense. So as a result, you'll see the codes alphabetically, activities first, and then numerically after that. You can see the codes on the right-hand side. If you only want to show a certain set of results, you can do that with the filters on the left side of the tool. For example, to reduce the results to just show 1 or 2 tables by clicking their checkboxes, and you'll get an indication of how many results you'll see. So here only the activities table is shown. I wanted a few examples to show the scope and range of Uniclass. So here in the activities table, water activities could mean plumbing or aquatic surveying, but the classifications will also include activities like water polo or canoeing. Here in the complexes table, water results show water and land management complexes, wastewater treatment and maintenance complexes, but also water parks, which are equally a complex made up of many entities. For the entities table, that includes classifications for water mills, water retaining walls and wells, but also for things like infrastructure pipelines and water pumping stations, demonstrating that Uniclass is not just for buildings and their design teams. And that scope continues to expand as more sectors feed back into Uniclass. The systems and product tables tend to have many more results because there are many more classifications in those tables. So you do have the option to navigate to additional pages of results at the bottom right of the results pages and browse through all of the classifications you see on screen, page by page. But alternatively, you can choose to reduce the number of results by making the search term that you use more specific. For example, here, to edit the term that's typed into the search bar and search for water treatment. We can also choose to filter those results down to just show the systems table results. And each result in this set of results will be a link to the classification showing its relationships. Along with searching in the web tool, you can browse the Uniclass tables, like here selecting to view the form of information table to browse its content. For example, to find classifications for financial forms of information, you can click on the link for FI50 and find the codes you need. For a bill of quantities, estimate, invoice, or other items that you know are related in the table. You can also quickly move through the rest of the table by clicking on other links, here to graphical forms of information, for example to find the classification of a 3D model. You can use this method to explore Uniclass tables where you may have a broad subject area in mind, such as sports entities, to see what is classified, like browsing through the entities table to find sport and activity entities, then into winter sports entities, which shows that ice rinks and ski resort buildings are covered in Uniclass. At any time, you can use the breadcrumb trail to navigate through the classification or back to the home page. Beneath the tables, you'll find links to download them and download previous versions, or you can use the tab at the top of the page as well. The latest Uniclass tables are released quarterly to keep the classifications consistent and respond to user feedback and suggestions. And you can find out what has changed since the last version, which tables have been updated, which remain unchanged, and if new proposed tables are approved for addition. There you can choose to get all of the latest tables, and once you've registered, you'll download a folder which contains all of the tables and the PDF change summaries in one place. There's a spreadsheet and a revision summary for each table in Uniclass. The spreadsheet files are a list of all of the classifications in that table, in this case, the complexes table, with the codes in alphanumeric order, allowing you to sort and browse the content for your own needs. The coding numbers are also separated into their 2-digit groups, subgroups, and sections, which means you can search, filter, and analyze the information in your spreadsheet software. In other tables, like the systems table, you'll also see the object code populated too. And as you can imagine, there are a vast number of entries in the systems and products tables in particular. Where relevant, other columns contain additional information, like the NRM mapping in the systems table, and you can use the spreadsheets as another search tool and find the classifications you need to use in your work. Each quarter, there's guidance produced on the changes made to the existing tables and the reasons and logic behind those changes from the Uniclass moderation team at MBS. In these articles, there's a link to download the tables, and you can download a spreadsheet change log, which shows which Uniclass classifications and codes have been amended, here shown in yellow, which remain unchanged, shown in green, and if any have been deleted, shown in red, because they're no longer required or have been merged with other classifications, perhaps renamed to cover the additional items. Alternatively, you can choose to download individual tables from the list in the download section. And if you have specific requirements, like a legacy project or contractual restrictions, you can download old versions of the tables from previous quarters, with the relevant summary of changes that have taken place, and those links are available for any year since the first release in 2015. So that's a useful guide through the web tool, but in terms of understanding what the classifications mean and how they can be applied, in session 3 I'll go through the structure of the Uniclass tables, what each table can be used for, and how to understand the codes too. Join me in the next session.